So there are a lot of myths out there about stroke recovery that sound believable, but some of them can actually slow your recovery or even stop you from wanting to try if you believe them. So today I want to clear up some of the biggest myths I hear from either my patients or other stroke survivors and their families, right? Myth number one: if I haven't recovered in 6 months, that's it. That's all I'm going to get. Reality: recovery often continues many months and even years after a stroke happens. The pace may change, progress may slow at certain points, but the brain continues to adapt. Myth number two: if I don't use it, I'll protect it, keep it safe, right? Reality: protecting a weak arm is important, but avoiding using it altogether isn't. Appropriate movement and engagement are so essential after a stroke. Even if currently you have no active movement in your affected arm at all right now, activities like intentional stretching and range of motion, weight bearing, having a visualization practice, and doing things like mirror therapy are all great places to start if your arm or your leg aren't moving yet, right? Myth number three: stretching harder is going to get me more results. Reality: gentle, prolonged stretching is usually more effective than forcing improvement, forcing movement. Pain is never the goal. Stretching to your tolerance and using proper positioning and with good technique is, okay? Myth number four: I should wear my sling all day to, again, protect my arm. Reality: slings can have a role and are usually most appropriate during standing, walking, or when you're transferring, right? To prevent your arm from hanging down and pulling on an already weakened shoulder joint and increasing your risk for shoulder subluxation. Slings are not meant to be worn all the time. So, properly positioning your arm, no matter where you're sitting, like whether it's a wheelchair, on the couch, in a recliner, at the edge of the bed, and when you're laying down, is one of the single best things you can do to support and protect your shoulder, right? Myth number five: when therapy ends, my recovery ends. Reality: your formal therapy may end. Recovery doesn't. This is actually one of the reasons that really motivated me to start this channel. For those who, find themselves back at home after their stroke with little support and unsure of what to do next, the reality is that for most people, a large part of your recovery is going to happen on your own and at home. Even for those who were able to receive, various levels of therapy after their stroke, like some form of hospital-based rehab or home health or even outpatient therapy, those therapies, when covered by your insurance, are always what I say time limited, meaning you don't get them forever. They can usually last, for a few short weeks here and there, and collectively, when it's all said and done and you add up all that time, it maybe ends up adding up to like a handful of months, right? And again, that's if you were fortunate enough to have health insurance coverage to gain access to those therapies, in the first place. Because many people don't. Like they may be uninsured or underinsured. So the reason I'm saying all of this is so that you not only understand the big picture reality here, but you use that understanding to empower and motivate you to take control and be as proactive as possible in your recovery. Okay. Myth number 6: I should avoid exercise because I might have another stroke. I'm afraid I might have another stroke. Okay. Reality: doing appropriately prescribed exercise is actually one of the best things many stroke survivors can do for their health and recovery. Just always make sure to follow the guidance of your physician, your therapist, your rehabilitation team, if you have one, regarding what's safe for your specific situation and circumstance. Okay. Myth number 7: my brain can't change anymore. Reality: your brain is capable of adaptation. The term neuroplasticity refers to our brain's ability to adapt, to change, to repair, to reorganize itself when necessary, especially when it's injured. There is literally, I mean, this is literally what rehabilitation is built on. Our brain's ability to recover will vary depending on the severity of the damage caused from the stroke. But our brains are always working. I always say this, like just below the surface, doing their part to help improve function and recovery. All right. Myth number 8: if progress is slow, nothing is working. Reality: stroke recovery is rarely linear, meaning it's not usually a straight or direct path from injury straight to recovery. And a lot of the time, it can really feel like just this big waiting game, waiting to see what's going to come back, if it's going to come back, or how much stronger or how much strength will come back in those muscles that are working, right? Sometimes improvements can happen so gradually that you might not even notice them until you look back after, several months have passed. While at other times, and for some people, they might notice new recovery, new function, new improvements, every few days or every few weeks, and sometimes more so in the beginning. Everyone's experience is going to be different. That's just the reality. And one of the biggest myths of all is believing that where you are today is where you're always going to be. I have seen too many people prove that wrong over the 24, almost 25 years I've been working as an OT in neuro rehab. And it is, honestly, it is truly one of the most incredible things to witness. And it is hands down one of the best parts of my job, truly. So keep showing up, keep doing the work, stay consistent in your routines, and be persistent in seeking the support and the information you need to get the absolute most out of your recovery. Okay? Please leave me a comment. Let me know if any of these myths that we talked about today have affected or impacted your recovery in some way, or if something that I shared with you today has kind of helped you think about your recovery in a different way. Okay? As always, guys, I truly hope this was helpful, and I will see you next time. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to subscribe for more DIY videos to help you along the way in your stroke recovery. Struggling at home? Have a question? Leave me a comment. I'm here to help.